Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Foster Smalls, and this is my industry overview and competitor research presentation. Starting a holding company, you're not locked into any certain industry. However, cornering that first industry before branching off and moving on to another seems like the standard. With tech giants like Apple out of Cupertino, California, sealing their fate as a top computer brand before ever offering an iPad or an iPod, seems like the standard. With Google's foundation on the internet slowly becoming the fastest ISP in several major US cities, while starting from apps and different web features, makes it also seem like the standard. That being said, because there's always room to grow in different directions, like that of a root of a tree, Foster has committed to staying on the new age side of things. My hope is to take my first major step into starting a holding company with the creation of an app. Knowing that I'm not the most skilled in creativity or even app development, I find myself benefiting on the analytical side. Finding and helping the right idea and putting power behind it, I feel can be a huge game changer to Foster as a brand. Instagram as an app started by Kevin Systrom, who once had a bank account of only $280, um, now sees his estimated net worth of around 50 billion total today. Systrom had developed and built his Instagram app until tech giant Facebook, who is now a holding company of its own, came along for the acquisition. While such growth is a rarity, it is an exciting reference point to the tech industry market that began as a slow fizzle from the 1970s. Although not every company is Apple, Facebook, or Google, most share in the positivity of the market by simply keeping pace with the cutting edge and or offering affordable and competitive pricing. While it's not my first project, I do feel like the room for impact is massive, and it allows for a great major first step into expansion of Foster. Diving deeper into the tech industry, I want to help as well as entertain and teach. With our mobile devices being considered an additional organ by some and an addiction by others, I want to be able to help my generation. While it may not seem like I'm aiding in that, in the addiction by adding apps or features, I want to increase the efficiency versus the scatterbrain nonsense we typically head back to when we lose track of what we're actually doing with our phones. Companies like FitBrain, Cognifit, Luminosity, we have them all at the access of our fingertips in the App Store. However, I want to have a way to integrate them and their idea into our daily lives, whether it be finding ways to partnership with social media platforms to have them featured as an online game, or making some brain game like advertisements that are able to be posted around social media that would allow us to keep constantly sharpening our minds. It's not the only idea, but with social media being filled with gossip and fake news stories, we have a chance to impact the time that we spend on it, as well as a greater good for our human brain health. As I mentioned previously, I want to compete with the likes of Google and Apple, two large tech giants here operating in the US. But I also have aspirations of food industry giants like Kraft or Heinz, which is where food based projects like my Jesse Juice company has come into play. While companies like Kraft and Heinz have been around and operating for over 50 plus years, their missions have never changed. They acquire food brand after food brand, and they keep America affordably fed. While offering different options, they've managed to continuously appeal to the wants and needs at their different levels and price points. The necessity I have for taking care of others is what drives my need to power Foster, as I hope to build it into a brand that everyone can benefit from one day. From the managers and to the employees working on our end of it, all the way down to the distributors and the customers that purchase things on a consumer end.